Welcome back. A new low for the U.S. Supreme Court. A new nationwide Marquette Law School survey just out, finding just 38% of Americans approve of the U.S. Supreme Court. 61% disapprove of how the court is handling its job. Charles Franklin is the poll's director. He joins us now from Madison. Charles, like always, good to see you.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Let's dig into these numbers. The court approval that you have found dropping some 28% in less than 2 years. What do we make of this?
Yeah, it's really striking, and it comes from the court doing some things that the public is both very engaged on and very disapproving of the court's action. We have the abortion issue is by far the most visible. It's the issue that voters have heard the most of, but it's also an issue in which over 65% say they disagree with the court's decision. An upshot of all of this is that the public has become far more polarized by party, by ideology, and by views of abortion towards the court than they were even just 12 months ago.
Let's dig into that a little bit. Democrats are hoping the Roe decision energizes Democratic voters and gets them to the polls in the midterms. Are we seeing that in your poll?
Not in our national survey data. Whether you measure it by how enthusiastic you are to vote or by how certain are you that you actually will vote, we don't see any substantial change between our May poll, May and our July polls. There's just not much of a shift. And there's a slight uptick in enthusiasm and turnout, but it's also there for both sides of the abortion issue and for both parties.
The court, as we know, has a conservative majority. Your poll is finding much more of a political divide in how voters view the court. Is this surprising at all to you?
Well, it is unusually high that it has become as divided as it is. As we've had a more political view of the court, maybe it's not surprising, but it is so striking. A year ago in July of 2021, 59% of Democrats and 57% of Republicans and 61% of independents said they approved of the job the court was doing. That's remarkable in these times to see that level of agreement across party. But today, it's 67% approval by Republicans, gone up 10 points. But independents have fallen to 39% and Democrats all the way down to 15%. That kind of spread is what we're used to seeing for political candidates and some party or partisan issues, but it's not something we've seen from the court before, but it's absolutely here today.
I was going to say, we oftentimes have, or at least would like to think, the court is above the political fray, above public opinion. At this point, does that just seem to be a fantasy?
Well, I think certainly when the court deals with hot issues that are also aligned with partisanship, it's not surprising that partisans start to view the court in increasingly partisan ways. So I don't think that's shocking, but if you think of how the court has evolved over the last 25 years. 25 years ago, we saw justices confirmed with 95 to 98 votes out of 100 in the U.S. Senate. Today, those votes are almost always party line votes with maybe 1 or 2 crossover votes. So it's as much the confirmation process and the politicization of the court in the U.S. Senate that has made the court more partisan and more political.
A poll getting a lot of national attention and a lot of conversation this weekend. Marquette Law School poll director Charles Franklin. Charles, like always, thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up, the Bucs president on the RNC.